Join me as I dive deep into the heart of Buddhist practice and try to uncover its true essence. Buddhist practice is often misunderstood as a set of rigid rules or rituals that only a select few can follow. But the truth is, it's a journey of self-discovery and growth that's available to anyone willing to take the first step. At its core, Buddhist practice is about understanding the intricacies of the human experience and finding a sense of inner peace amidst the chaos of daily life. One of the most beautiful aspects of Buddhist practice is its ability to adapt to our unique circumstances and backgrounds. It's not about forcing ourselves into a predetermined mold, but rather about embracing our individuality and using it as a catalyst for growth. As we embark on this journey, we begin to realize that true freedom lies not in external circumstances, but in the way we choose to respond to them. The beauty of Buddhist practice lies in its simplicity. It's not about grand, sweeping gestures or dramatic changes. Rather, it's about cultivating a sense of awareness and compassion in our daily lives, one small step at a time. By doing so, we begin to peel away the layers of ignorance and misunderstanding that cloud our perception of reality, revealing a world that's full of beauty, wonder, and endless possibility. Many of us are drawn to Buddhist practice because we're searching for a deeper sense of meaning and purpose in our lives. We may have tried various self-help strategies or spiritual practices, only to find that they lack a certain depth or sustainability. But Buddhist practice is different. It's a journey that takes us to the very heart of what it means to be human, revealing a sense of connection and belonging that transcends our individual experiences. There are many misconceptions about Buddhism floating around, and one of the most common is that it's a religion that's only meant for monks and nuns. But the truth is, Buddhism is a practice that's accessible to anyone, regardless of their background or occupation. It's not about renouncing the world or rejecting our desires, but about finding a sense of balance and harmony in the midst of life's chaos. Another misconception is that Buddhist practice is all about sitting cross-legged on a cushion, eyes closed, and fingers intertwined. While meditation is an essential part of the practice, it's only one aspect of a much broader journey. Buddhist practice encompasses a wide range of activities, from mindfulness and compassion to wisdom and ethics. One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to incorporate Buddhist practice into their daily lives is finding the time and motivation to do so. We may start out with great enthusiasm, but as the days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, our resolve begins to wane. We get caught up in our busy schedules, and before we know it, our practice has fallen by the wayside. A similar challenge is finding a community of like-minded individuals who share our passion for Buddhist practice. We may feel isolated or disconnected from others, which can make it difficult to stay motivated and inspired. But the truth is, there are countless communities and resources available to us, from local meditation groups to online forums and social media networks. Many of us are also intimidated by the idea of Buddhist practice because we think it requires some kind of special knowledge or expertise. We may feel like we need to be scholars of ancient texts or experts in meditation techniques. But the truth is, Buddhist practice is about simplicity, not complexity. It's about cultivating a sense of awareness and compassion in our daily lives, rather than accumulating knowledge or credentials. Another common obstacle is our own ego and pride. We may feel like we're not good enough or that we're not doing it right. We may compare ourselves to others, feeling like we're not as spiritual or enlightened as they are. But the truth is, Buddhist practice is a journey, not a competition. It's about embracing our uniqueness and imperfections, rather than trying to fit into some predetermined mold. One of the most significant challenges people face is the temptation to give up when things get tough. We may encounter obstacles or setbacks, and we may feel like throwing in the towel. But the truth is, those moments of struggle are precisely when we need to dig deep and find the courage to keep moving forward. A similar challenge is the tendency to get stuck in our comfort zones. We may feel like we've reached a certain level of understanding or accomplishment, and we may be tempted to rest on our laurels. But the truth is, Buddhist practice is about continuous growth and learning. It's about embracing the unknown and stepping into the uncertainty of the present moment. Many of us are also struggling to integrate our spiritual practices with our daily lives. We may feel like we're living two separate lives, one as a spiritual seeker, and another as a worker, partner, or parent. But the truth is, Buddhist practice is about integrating our spiritual aspirations with our daily realities. It's about finding ways to bring mindfulness and compassion into our daily activities, rather than compartmentalizing our lives. One of the most significant misconceptions about Buddhist practice is that it's all about achieving some kind of mystical or supernatural state. We may think that Buddhists are trying to attain enlightenment or achieve some kind of higher consciousness. But the truth is, Buddhist practice is about understanding the nature of reality, just as it is. It's about embracing the imperfections and uncertainties of life, rather than trying to transcend them. Another misconception is that Buddhist practice is only about individual transformation, rather than social or collective change. We may think that Buddhists are only concerned with their own personal growth, rather than the well-being of others. But the truth is, Buddhist practice is about recognizing our interconnectedness and interdependence. It's about cultivating a sense of compassion and empathy that extends far beyond our individual boundaries. Now, let's dive deeper into the core elements of Buddhist practice. One of the most essential practices is meditation, which is often misunderstood as a means to achieve some kind of mystical or supernatural state. But the truth is, meditation is about cultivating a sense of awareness and clarity in the present moment. It's about developing a greater understanding of our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, rather than trying to achieve some kind of higher consciousness. Another key element of Buddhist practice is mindfulness, which is often misunderstood as a means to achieve some kind of relaxation or stress reduction. But the truth is, mindfulness is about cultivating a sense of awareness and presence in our daily lives. It's about paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, rather than getting caught up in distractions or daydreams. One of the most powerful techniques in Buddhist practice is the Four Noble Truths, which is often misunderstood as a set of dogmatic principles or beliefs. But the truth is, the Four Noble Truths are a set of practical insights that help us understand the nature of reality and the causes of suffering. They're about recognizing the impermanence and uncertainty of life, rather than trying to cling to fixed ideas or beliefs. Another essential element of Buddhist practice is the cultivation of wisdom, which is often misunderstood as a means to achieve some kind of intellectual or philosophical understanding. But the truth is, wisdom is about developing a deeper understanding of the nature of reality, rather than accumulating knowledge or credentials. It's about recognizing the impermanence and uncertainty of life, rather than trying to cling to fixed ideas or beliefs. One of the most transformative aspects of Buddhist practice is its power to help us develop a sense of compassion and empathy for others. We may start out with a sense of self-centeredness or narcissism, but as we cultivate a greater understanding of our interconnectedness and interdependence, we begin to see the world in a new light. We begin to recognize that our struggles and sufferings are not unique to us, but are shared by countless others. I'd like to share a story that illustrates the transformative power of Buddhist practice. A few years ago, I met a woman who was struggling to come to terms with the loss of her husband. She was consumed by grief and anger, and she felt like her life was falling apart. But as she began to practice meditation and mindfulness, she started to see the world in a new light. She began to recognize the impermanence and uncertainty of life, rather than trying to cling to fixed ideas or beliefs. And as she did so, she began to find a sense of peace and compassion that she never thought possible. As we explore the world of Buddhist practice, we begin to realize that it's not just about achieving some kind of personal transformation or inner peace. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and interdependence, and cultivating a sense of compassion and empathy that extends far beyond our individual boundaries. It's about understanding the nature of reality, just as it is, rather than trying to transcend or escape it. In conclusion, Buddhist practice is a journey that takes us to the very heart of what it means to be human. It's a journey that's about understanding the intricacies of the human experience, rather than trying to escape or transcend them. It's a journey that's about cultivating a sense of awareness, compassion, and wisdom in our daily lives, rather than accumulating knowledge or credentials. As we embark on this journey, we begin to realize that true freedom lies not in external circumstances, but in the way we choose to respond to them. We begin to see the world in a new light, as a place of beauty, wonder, and endless possibility. And as we do so, we begin to find a sense of peace, compassion, and understanding that transforms our lives forever. If you've benefited from this video, I encourage you to share your experiences with Buddhist practice in the comments below. What challenges have you faced, and how have you overcome them? What benefits have you experienced, and how has your